No one spoke to the black man at the wedding until the bride called his name. The wedding hall was filled with laughter. Crystal glasses clinked. Soft music floated through the air. Everyone looked perfect. Tailored suits, elegant dresses, polished smiles. Everyone except one man. He stood alone near the far wall. No drink in his hand. No seat at a table. No one standing beside him. People noticed him, then quickly looked away. Whispers followed him wherever he shifted his weight. Who invited him? He doesn't belong here. Is he staff? No, look at his suit. The black man's suit was clean but worn. Not rented, not flashy. Like something he'd owned for years. Carefully pressed, carefully respected. Still, no one approached. When servers passed by, they skipped him. When guests laughed, they turned their backs. A groomsman leaned toward another and muttered, "Why is he even here?" The man heard it. He heard everything, but he didn't respond. He just stood there, calm, silent, eyes fixed on the altar where the bride hadn't arrived yet. At one table, the groom's aunt frowned. "Isn't this supposed to be a private event?" Another guest laughed. "Maybe he's lost." Someone else whispered something worse. No one defended him. The wedding coordinator noticed him and hesitated, then decided not to cause a scene. Better to ignore him. So they did. Minutes passed. The man adjusted his cuffs, glanced at his watch, then looked back toward the entrance. That's when the bride appeared. The room stood. Gasps filled the hall as Emily Carter stepped inside, radiant, glowing white dress flowing behind her. Smiles returned. Cameras lifted. The man by the wall straightened his posture. His eyes softened. As Emily walked down the aisle, her smile suddenly faltered. Her gaze drifted, past her friends, past her family, straight to him. She stopped walking. Music stuttered to a halt. The groom whispered, "Emily?" She didn't answer. Her hands trembled slightly as she turned toward the guests. "Where is he?" she asked. Confusion rippled through the room. Emily's eyes locked onto the man. Silence spread. "You," she said softly, voice carrying across the hall. Every head turned. The man finally moved. One step forward. Then she said his name, and everything everyone thought they knew was about to collapse. Before you hear why the bride said his name, like this video, comment what you think his connection is, and subscribe, because this wedding is hiding a truth no one expects. The hall didn't breathe. Hundreds of eyes stayed locked on the man as he took another step forward. His shoes echoed softly against the marble floor, louder than the music that had just stopped. Emily's voice shook. "Daniel." The name landed heavy. The groom turned, confused. "Emily, who is that?" Daniel stopped halfway down the aisle. He didn't smile, didn't wave. He simply looked at her, the same way he always had. Emily lifted her dress slightly and walked toward him, ignoring the whispers. Why is she going to him? Is this a joke? Is that her ex? Emily stopped in front of Daniel. Tears filled her eyes. "You came," she whispered. "I promised," Daniel replied quietly. The groom stepped forward. "Emily, explain." She turned to the room. "This man," she said, voice breaking, "is the reason I'm standing here today." Murmurs exploded. Emily took a breath. "When I was 16, my parents kicked me out. I slept in my car. I skipped meals. I dropped out of school." Gasps spread through the guests. Daniel lowered his head. "He was a bus driver," Emily continued. "I was just a kid crying at the bus stop every night." Daniel closed his eyes. "He bought me food, helped me finish school, gave me a place to sleep when no one else would." Silence fell. "I wouldn't have a degree, a job, or this wedding without him." The groom swallowed hard. Emily reached for Daniel's hand. "I didn't invite him as a guest," she said. "I invited him as my family." She turned to the coordinator. "There is an empty seat at the front." The coordinator nodded, stunned. As Daniel walked forward, guests stood, one by one, some out of respect, some out of shame. No applause followed, just quiet understanding. Daniel sat. Emily returned to the altar. The ceremony resumed, but nothing felt the same. Sometimes the most powerful presence is the one everyone tried to ignore. If this story moved you, like the video, comment what moment made you pause, and subscribe, because respect should never be optional.